Right, guys. Testing. So yeah, welcome to another episode of the Olympus Academy. So right now I'm actually testing out a new way of looking at the charts. So I'm actually going to look at the dollar index, Euro dollar, GBP USD, USD CHF, USD JPY, USD CAD, Aussie dollar, and the Kiwi dollar. So right now we are going to look at the dollar index. So if the dollar index actually breaks lower, the dollar index continues going down, maybe breaking this low right, can potentially see the other currency pairs moving bullish towards the upside. So likely this like might happen. You can see euro dollar potentially maybe hit down lower, up, upside. So right now we are trying to find high probability setups. So let me find a setup. But if dollar index so it breaks the high right there. Oh, so it actually breaks the high right there, can towards the overlap area right there. You can potentially see the euro dollar test and bearish to just support area. So it's a nice 18 pip drop that we potentially see. Okay, so on USD JPY. USD JPY potentially we can see a drop towards the downside. But I don't think it's that ready yet. Likely might retrace a bit more before it's down. So for today, I think this might not be a proper setup, so I exit out. Next, USD CAD is already on the overlap support. If dollar index breaks that high right there, I will continue for longs upside. So this is a very possible at. Okay, for Aussie dollar, if the dollar index continues drop, potentially I can see Aussie dollar it down, has this overlap support area. Next, let me check. The next, what we can look at is the dollar. So price has been failing to break the overlap line for the past day. But on the USD CHF price actually has reached towards upside. Quick look. So this was hot break higher. Alright, so at the moment, I'll just send alerts. I'll just watch for the dollar index to break. If it breaks, I'll start looking shorts. Right, so let me head to one chart out. Okay, this is euro dollar. Looking at euro dollar just by looking at it. Essentially, we can see price hit down for to have a weak fill, WICK. So weak fill, it's very likely. Potentially, I'm looking for a nice short side. So just by looking at the 1 hour chart, maybe I can look for shorts right here at this fair value gap. The price retrace and bearish to downside. So nice area we can look at is this nice little overlap supports area. So if this drops down, it will be a nice roughly 20 trade. Maybe add confluence to these buyers. Then actually line there also counted area. So that's where we can potentially look for price to towards. Okay, next, maybe just taking a quick look at gold. Maybe take a look at gold. So if you guys are watching and if you guys have any currency pairs that you want me to take a look at, feel free to let me know. Actually, line there. So take a look at gold. Looking for towards the dot session. What I do not like at the just by looking at gold on the daily charts, price seems to be consolidating for the past few hours. So since morning, since Asian session, roughly the Asian session, price actually up, but then continue to consolidate between this zone due to the United States bank holiday. Yeah, by the way, for those of you guys watching, please give this video a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. I'm doing this for free. Do not charge anything. So yeah, let's take a look at gold. Maybe looking at the 4-hour charts. Actually notice price has already tapped into fair value gap, but we can potentially look for price to head towards the 50% area. So the 50% area in the middle is also known as the consequent enrollment, so known as the. So potentially can look for price to tap into the middle of that area. So if we actually draw a Fibonacci line, you notice from the top to the bottom, notice that price actually did some sort of retreat. So, but you can actually draw from the top to the bottom also. Top, bottom, notice that 38.2% Fibonacci line has just been tapped. So I'm looking for price to continue heading higher, potentially towards the 50% area, also known as enroachment counted area. All right, next. Not much. I think gold will likely head up. Okay, very likely head up, maybe another 50 up. I'll go back to euro dollar. I'm actually looking for trade, honestly. Honestly, for trade. Okay, let's see. Okay, with the dollar index actually breaking down towards the downside, likely we can see some buys happening on dollar. So if price actually breaks that high right there on dollar, start to look for longs upside. Okay, USD CAD is still dropping. So I would like to see gold, I mean a DXY break specific areas before I look for any form of trades. Our chart is still pretty, I would say pretty bearish. Is it bearish? Daily. Okay, daily seems to out. Okay, daily price looks able to continue bearish, likely. Wow, there's a very nice overlap support on the chart that I didn't spot previously. So likely looking for price to continue bearish and the other currency pairs to continue bullish. Sell, this is sell. I'm trying to find something that goes with the trend. So overall, this is a bullish trend. Fighting against the trend if I take a buy. Let me think about it. $1 going to buy. So likely I'll just focus on likely just on the euro dollar trend. So I appreciate the likes, appreciate the likes that you guys are providing me, are giving me. Really appreciate the support. So if you guys have any more currency pairs that you want me to take a look at, just let me know in the comment section. Let me think about it. Let me know. I will just try my best to go through it, guys. Okay, price seems to be breaking the low already. Okay, very nice. Likely can see the dollar index M50 charts. So euro dollar likely going towards a buy. Let me open another chart. Okay, so right now trying to look for a buy on EU. That's the USDG. I just crossed some very likely. I can start to look for longs or start to look for buys. I'm in mid charts. Okay, let me take a look. 20.6 price just tapped in. Price nearly tapped in. But what I like so far on euro is that price has weirdly just swing low right there, clearing out the liquidity, bouncing up. So what I want to see is a strong displacement towards the upside. What do I mean by strong displacement? I want price to break this high right there. So potentially breaking that high and price retrace and upside, maybe to retest this nice little here there. Overlap. I'll move down towards the 5 minute. Trying to find a nicer entry. The 5 minutes price has already bounced up. Already went up, clearing out this high right there. Take a closer look at the 1 minute chart. Prices went up, cleared right there. Price went down, respecting. So we actually have a order block right there. Plus, essentially, if I'm looking for a buy, let me check. And so it actually went to 38.2. Potentially, I can look for a buy at the 61.8% area. So has the potential order block. So likely you can look for a buy right there. Or maybe I'll just enter a buy 790. Maybe a nice little long position. Stop loss slightly, if you want to play safe all the way down. Safer right there. Look for price to upside price. Let me take a look at the dollar index. Okay, the dollar index is falling. So likely this can add on towards my bias. So 8:30 goes, take a look. Goes price actually right there. I'll watch for price to, so we have a 8:30 a.m. New York. So potentially look for a deeper retracement. So same thing, I'll screenshot, copy chart image, and send it to chat. All right. So that's an area that I'm actually looking at. 8:30 a.m. New York. Okay. So potentially look for price. So I want to see a strong reaction. Likely a strong reaction. Break and continue. Of course, the New York session usually one direction. So let's take a look. 1.8%. York. Yeah, I move towards the 1 minute. 29 close there. Okay, let's wait. Price actually, wow, price is just shooting up very, very. Actually, I think I might have potentially missed the trade because of this nice little fair value gap. Price just stepped in and puts the upside. Let's watch. Potentially might have an let me have M. Okay, likely price move higher already. Yeah, watch for the reaction. I watch very, very closely. So even on the 1 minute chart, I'll be watching. Okay, price seems to be breaking. Let me look for any other possible setups. The dollar index is just dropping. Wow, wow, price is just moved very. Yeah, I'll just be watching. So we actually have a market structure shift right there. Price has just broke structure. Fine, I put dot dash mid US still center break structure. Okay, let's watch for that entry. Okay, let's watch for the entry towards upside. Okay, so for those who have just joined, I'm looking for buy entry on the euro dollar because the dollar index is dropping. So we have an overlap here. Let's take a look. Hope price does some sort of. So if price doesn't retrace, does not retrace, likely you can look for long entry right here, potentially even for the block. Let's take a look. The price just went into that area. Let's look for the reaction. Always watching for that reaction. Let me go back towards the 4 hours, just taking a quick look what's going on. Daily 4 hours. Price likely. There's a possibility price can continue. Okay. So far, any questions, let me know in the chat. Right now, just watching for that. Okay, wow, price has just reacted off quite strong for the block. Yeah, if you are taking a buy entry, likely you would have already right there. Buy entry right there. So the dollar index still dropping. 5 minutes close, likely to see price continue. Let's take a look where we can. Oh, even the 38.2% here hasn't raised. Right, let's see. Likely I'm looking for price to just head up there already. Yeah, if there are no further questions, I'd like to thank you guys for joining me today. It's just a relatively short analysis session. So if there are any trades that I've taken, I'll update you guys likely on Wednesday. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you guys like this content, feel free to subscribe to me. So we actually have a link tree, the Olympus Academy link tree. Feel free to check that link out. So yeah, take care guys and goodbye.